Okay. Anyone interested in recapping for inspiration from the last session? No?
I
We
can do it. I can do it.
Okay.
So uh, we started in the beginning of the Winding Way. We had just finished battle with some demony things, right? Do we start the battle or begin with the end of the battle?
Began with the end of the battle against
That's
some undead things.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Bunch of undead thingies. Um, Krellick managed to somehow goad Augie, Augmund, into joining us. He reluctantly agreed somehow, and we made our way into the Winding Way, which was full of traps. I almost died immediately. Kralik almost died immediately from walking into a pit trap with an invisible, an illusion
illusory.
on it, the illusory wall flooring on it. Luckily, managed to escape with 1 HP. And Zashel had a brilliant idea of rolling around a bunch of rocks and dirt to set off any tripwire traps, and we could see it if it fell down, into a pit. So excellent usage of dungeoneering right there for sure. Um, we ended up making our way through. Most everything was just traps after traps and false doors and all that kind of stuff. But we did end up finding a couple big statues that we end up fighting. And then we fought some more statues and some gas, some stinky boys and zombie things. And then um, Yop managed to discover a hidden portion in one of the rooms that led to a further into the Winding Way, which I believe the room held like two steel. Seemed like steel construct kind of guardians,
Hmm.
small but extremely dangerous. Ended up taking down a few of us in that fight. I think the two of those were the two guardians, either the statues or those things, but it feels like maybe those two because they were in like a hidden spot, but hard to tell for sure because we don't have any way of knowing. Um, uh, so we managed to clear the Winding Way, and on our way back, Krellick stopped to ask if Ogman had any questions to Odium. Krellick, knowing that Augie and Odium didn't really like each other, and Ogman's question was to kill Odium with one slice of his sword. Um, and that's where we left with Odium dead. We decided to. I think we are currently bringing his body
Hmm.
to the others. Augment having already gone ahead of us, and I believe that's where we're picking up.
And you also, after having discovered that there was at least one secret passage, there was a deep and thorough investigation of the rest of the tunnels. But so you guys have been down here for several hours. It's been a long time. I think you've taken two short rests here already.
Yeah,
And then this process plus with the triggering of the traps and everything, you guys have been down here a very long time. Um, and as you are making your way back uh, to the meditation room where the secret entrance to the Winding Way was, Zashel, you get a little ping from Quetzal telling you that there is something ahead and it's really scary. And he is hiding.
Um, we should definitely be on guard. Something has spooked Quetzal, and he didn't really give me an idea of what it was. I will try to see through his eyes.
Okay. You can. He is he's hiding in the meditation room behind the heavy curtains. But you don't sense or smell anything from where you are.
We should be careful. Quetzal, can you peek under the door for me?
Yeah, he'll wiggle his little way over. There is an unconscious body, something slumped against the wall right here. That's all that you can really see. Oh, actually, I forgot that it's lit now here. 1 second. So what he actually sees...
Well, keep in mind his sight range is like 10 feet.
His blind sight is 10 feet, but it is going to be lit in just a second. Let's hope this works. That light up for you?
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of people here suddenly. A lot of what looks like women strapped with like blades, daggers, all talking, and there are a lot of unconscious or bound and gagged bodies all over the floor.
I believe the Sea Princes have returned. So that's a thing.
Well, it depends if they see us as a threat to them or not a threat.
Not really sure it does, given that they are pirates, have apparently knocked out the rest of the priests and gagged them. I get the feeling they want whatever, they want something. And I'm guessing that they're quite happy to take whatever it is we have. But we'll try a conversation first.
Maybe it's just the crew. If
does Crowley does Bernadette Crowley go by Prince Bernadette Crowley or Princess?
Captain Crowell. It's Crowell.
Crowell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So even though they fall under the Sea Princes, she specifically refers to herself as Captain.
Yeah, technically, so like even though so she is called she is a member of the Hold of the Sea Princes, but that's more of the name of the organization. And any captain or admiral commander of the fleets would just go by that the title that they would be going by on a ship. So she is the captain of her vessel and the admiral of her own fleet. But she is Captain Crowell.
Okay, cool. That clears up the organization for me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Captain Crowell didn't come. If it's just the crew, we should probably be all right. But if it's her, careful.
So we're fighting her, right? Is that what we're doing?
I have a history with this person. Like, is there an actual chance of discussion or no?
It depends what you say.
That does not make any sense.
Well, I mean, it depends on her mood. And then if she asks questions, it'll depend on what you say. It's more profitable to rob someone twice than to rob them once and kill them.
So the answer is yes, then. Conversation is possible.
I nod.
The history you have, is it going to complicate things for us?
I just shrug.
I will take that as a yes.
Will Augment complicate things for us? You're not gonna try to kill yourself with them fighting them, are you? And she'll turn to him.
He snorts.
These conversations help if you actually answer questions.
Are the clerics of the Abbey safe?
They are alive. They are apparently unconscious and gagged and tied up. If they had wanted to kill them, I assume they would have done that. He looks at Krellick.
Yep. Blood everywhere.
So the fact that they're alive right now says something.
We should have no
always
issue.
Wait and see if they leave. We can wait and see if they wake up one of the priests. Or we can go out to meet them.
You saw that some were actually conscious. They were just bound, and there were actually some that appeared a little less than alive.
Oh, well then. Well,
But you don't have to say that.
I don't want to sit here in this hole forever, so I'd like to go.
Does anybody not want to go out there? Don't everybody speak at once now.
I am good going out there.
Nah, I'm staying behind. Good.
Vicaris?
Oh, I'm good either way.
All right, decision is told to vote.
All right, let's go out there then.
All right.
I will make sure to pick up Quetzal on my way out the door.
So this door is still open, Zashel. And now that you're here, and you also have better vision than Quetzal, again, you see there are a lot of. I mean, in the reality, they all appear to be women, but also very clearly pirates, like robbers and thieves, and they all seem to be in like positive and high spirits, talking with each other. There are a couple figures that stand out. One of them, actually, I don't think you can see her where you're at right now, but there is one who is not far from your not far from the door, and definitely within line of sight, who is very peculiar in her appearance compared to the others. She's pretty well armored. She has blue skin like Dasani, a very long braid, and a saber in her hand that appears to be made of ice. And she is talking to a crewmate very pleasantly and positively. And you see... Nope, you can't see this. Never mind. That's it. That's what you can see from where you are.
So how do we want to do this? Just walk out? Call from the door?
Yeah, just walk out. We're already walking.
Okay, and here you can see a little ways from the rest of the crew a surprisingly tall woman who's very broadly built, heavier set woman with her hair bound partially, but the pieces that are falling out you can see are like dark but gray or white. She is not speaking necessarily to anyone directly, but every once in a while someone will shout a word over to her, referring to her as captain, and she will bark back. But when you cross the threshold, she says, "Ah, there they are. They finally made it back. We were wondering how long it was going to be. A couple of hours, we thought maybe, but still felt longer than it should have been. I assume everything went all right. You didn't lose anyone down there, did you?"
I'm sorry. You are?
"Captain Bernadette Krall of the Hold of the Sea Princes. It's a pleasure to meet you, and what's your name?"
I'm Zashel. This is Quetzal.
"Howdy."
The others can introduce themselves if they want.
I'm Yumi.
I'm Vicaris.
I wait for Zashel to exit the doorway so we can make our way through.
She claps her hands together when she sees you, Krellick, and she says, "Aye, the Red Turtle's here. Good to see him."
Captain, it's been a while.
"It has." She smiles. "Now, this elf over here," and she gestures broadly over to Bayleaf, who is standing unattended and unbound by himself, "mentioned something about quite a fortune down there's ways. Wouldn't happen to have come across it, would you?"
No. Unfortunately, your friend Bayleaf there is full of shit.
"Excellent." And she snaps her fingers, and two of the women over here step forward, put their hands out towards him. You see that he takes a moment to try to escape, but they are very quick and precise. A couple of very well placed dagger wounds, and he drops.
I guess technically we found a fortune, but it's like...
Do you need help?
No, I was looking at the list at the bottom of the hoard.
Okay.
The finely stitched leather satchel we determined was not magical at all, correct?
You did not bother to check specifically.
I thought we did at the end of the... No, well. Check later. Assume it's magic. So, Captain.
Aye.
Now what?
Well, the easy thing will be for you to hand over whatever you found down there. We wouldn't say no to anything you happen to have on your persons, and we'll let your, well, I don't imagine you have necessarily entire attachment to these folks. And she steps over here to where Ozymandias is sitting with a rope holding his arms back and the gag over his mouth, and she lifts him by the head so you can see him, and then drops him. But I believe you had a couple of crew members on a vessel that walked from the ocean that you might want to see alive still, right?
Preferably.
All right. Maybe we can begin negotiations with what you have, and maybe what you found, and you can all get out of here without any harm coming to you or your vessel or any of your crew.
I'll look at her, and then I'll look at Zashel, and I'll reach behind me and grab out the ballista bolt and 8 pieces of silver, and set them on the ground, not near my minotaur skull. I set them like the minotaur skulls here. I set them in front of me here, and just say,
I didn't get much, but I killed a lot of things.
Aye, lucky. She shouts out to the Genasi who is nearby, who perks up and then goes over and grabs those 2 things, holds the ballista bolt in her hand for a second, looks it over, and then hands it back to you, and then just pockets the silver and steps back.
So that's the start of your negotiation, or is this a demand?
How would you like to take it? How would you like to interpret it?
However it was intended. I try not to put my own inferences into somebody else's words.
All right, why don't you all come out here so I can see all of you? Ah, you got a little token yourself, and she points towards Dasani, and then motions for one of her crew members to peek behind you guys and walk into this room to look around. All right. We can start negotiations by talking about what it is you found down there. How's that sound?
Other than the current state of our crew, our 2 crew members, is there a reason that we should be negotiating with you? This abbey is nothing to do with us.
No, it doesn't. And we don't from what we understand, it sounds like there's going to be possibility of the Mariners Guild taking it over in not too long. Is that a correct inference?
Taking it over might be a little strong. They wish to build a lighthouse. They might garrison some guards if your organization was problematic to such an endeavor. But taking it over, that's a little strong. They don't intend to move out the monks, as far as I'm aware.
Fair enough. You hear that, Ozzy? And she lifts his chin to look at him, and then says, "That's good to hear, but it still means that we're down a cash supply. So what we're going to be doing here is we'd like to take everything we can that you might think valuable. You seem like an intelligent gentleman, and never have to step foot on this godforsaken rock area again."
While I sympathize fully with that second statement, given that our fee for this particular task was minimal, with most of any sort of profit we would make being determined by salvage, we were authorized. You understand how we would, as a franchise, wish to maintain some sort of profitability on this venture, so everything is simply not a realistic expectation.
So, I'm hearing that you'd rather possibly walk out with fewer of your crew than with less earned and salvaged, as you said. Is that what I'm hearing?
You are familiar with Acquisitions Incorporated?
I am. You wouldn't happen to know an Abernathy, would you?
We do.
Tell him his sister says hi.
I will assume you mean yourself and not a prisoner somewhere on the island. So, assuming I survive, I will do that.
She
Is
grins.
Is it the one what's the arrow in his head?
Yes, Kralik. Yes.
I have a question.
All right.
4.
For the captain, is the crew on our ship, are they alive?
Lucky. The Genasi perks up again and then goes over here to the stairwell where she grabs Toby and he looks not great but not terribly hurt. And then also drags Micah down the steps a little ways as well. They're fine.
Alright, see? That's not
you-
bad.
Do you mind if I inspect my crew quickly?
By all means, inspect the wares before we trade.
Can I just message? Well, at least I got that out of the way now. You killed them! You killed them both!
They're undead.
Yep, they look fine. Sure do.
These aren't the crew we're looking for.
Who the hell are these two?
Yeah, other crew?
Would you be so kind as to let them wait upstairs on the surface rather than down here? We can do this, and then, assuming we are walking out of here, we can pick them up on our way out. And if we don't make it out, then you haven't gained or you haven't lost anything by sending them up to the top.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh boy, glad I got that one out of the way before I did this.
She nods, and the two that have just killed Bayleaf go to bring them up to the surface.
Don't worry, gentlemen, we will be up shortly. Now then, you seem to be a reasonable business person, given that you haven't simply murdered everyone down here to begin with. Surely you can understand the need to maintain a return in the black, so to speak, rather than the red.
Uh-huh.
We've found a few things, not much. In fact, the Winding Way was full of more traps and undead creatures than anything else. The way is open if you'd care to go double check anything we may have missed after we're gone.
She thinks for a moment, and then sends one other person after the one who is already gone into the meditation room, at least, and the two of them begin their inspection.
Does Krellick recognize any of the other crew from Captain Bernadette?
At least Lucky, because Lucky is naturally distinct. Genasi are incredibly rare, and it is actually a tremendous token of luck to have a water Genasi on crew. She was. I feel like this is a fair thing to say because this is such a recognizable, individual. She is an adopted child to Bernadette. And has been on every single one of her ships since she was a child.
Cool.
And in fact has brought tremendous fortune and luck. She appears to be incredibly blessed, and always has been. And every boat she has ever been on, likewise.
I'll take a few. As Ashel's talking to her, I'll take a few steps over and try to get Lucky's attention.
Okay. She'll step over closer to you.
Hey, Lucky, you got any you got anything to drink? This place has been pretty bone dry.
Upstairs.
You mind fetching your pal Critic a little bit?
Not now, Kralik.
I'll nod.
Dasani, what are you doing? And you're muted, by the way.
Go for it.
Dasani is just chilling over here in the corner, kind of looking at this blue chick, wondering what her deal is. What did you say her name was?
Lucky.
Hello?
Lucky. They call her Lucky.
Oh, Lucky. I was like,
Mhm.
Lucky. Oh.
Do you wanna make an investigation check or perception check?
Go for it. Oh, she's so cute.
I mean, it's weird because even though she doesn't look very much like you per se, there's still that like weird mirror familiarity of like, oh, if I were taller or older or if I like, you know, like this person seems too familiar. But that is simply because Dasani has never met anyone, never met another Genasi, let alone another water Genasi. So the familiarity is a little, probably a little disorienting to the point where you have a hard time getting a read on who this person might be.
Right.
Anything else?
Is she with Kralik right now?
She's standing close by, but she's not talking to him. She has her arms folded and has replaced her sword to its scabbard, and she's looking towards the captain.
Not gonna walk up to her. Just...
Not yet. Okay, Vicaris, what are you doing?
I am secretly sizing up the battlefield and personally preparing for combat. Should it break out, but I'm not doing anything like mechanically. I'm just hanging out to the side.
Okay. And Yumi.
I am standing there nervously waiting for something to break out, and I guess following Zashel's lead because he's the person that talks to people. Yep.
Okay. So what? Is there anything that you guys do now? Do you present anything as part of negotiation, or do you want to keep talking? What is happening next?
Approximately how much of that 1,000 gold worth of gems was diamonds?
Oh, I think we made a check for that one.
Yeah, and I don't remember what you said, and for some reason did not actually add it to the board.
I didn't write down what I said either. Let me see. I think we said there was diamonds, there just wasn't, like, revivify amount of diamonds.
Okay.
I think that sounds correct in my memory.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to exclude those from any possible negotiation because it may not be enough now, but it at least lessens the amount I have to purchase later.
Mm-hmm. We'll say 150 then. 150 gold is worth of diamonds.
Yes, Doug, you can believe. Thanks, Sarah, for that.
Yeah, that
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It was an absolute dumpster fire before.
Yeah, I remember looking at it to kind of make sure that you guys had everything, and I was like, I cannot read this.
Really burned your eyes.
All right, what do you want to do?
So, figuring that we'd like to both maintain some sort of profitability on this venture, what is your, shall we say, understanding regarding percentages here? We have undertaken all of the work and all of the dangers, but obviously, given that you have our crew members and ostensibly you have the monks of the Abbey, which admittedly I don't particularly care, but it would probably look bad to our employers if we, completely disregarded their lives. Exactly how many of them remain? Do you know?
She looks around, visibly is counting. Ozymandias here? That guy. She points across the room, and then also to Augmund. Wouldn't count on any of the others.
Augmund doesn't really count, given that he was with us at the time.
Oh, he wears the colors.
Yes, but it wasn't your generosity or anything that saved his life, is all I meant.
Fair enough.
It was simply not being here. The librarian, Mariah, can you have one of your crew determine?
She's over here.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
But Cecil, don't forget, it is the captain's mercy that Augmund is still alive. Hmm?
No, I'm not sure that that's how that works, Grellick. Unless you're suggesting
I think you may find in this instance the captain is showing she's showing a lot of mercy. Hmm?
I will take your suggestion under advisement.
She takes a couple of heavy-footed steps forward and says, good observation. Now, percentages, you say? Truth be told...
No, go ahead.
No, you...
I was kind of curious. You're a pirate, you sail. It's less a question, more just, I have to admit, I'm rather impressed at the brazenness to attack an abbey to the sea god. When most of your endeavors take place in his domain. I have to admit that is... what's the word I'm looking for here? Brazen. No. Brash.
Stupid.
No.
Don't worry.
I don't
we
really
understand.
put much stake in the gods, so I don't consider it stupid, but still,
Nah, it's a proper observation. But we got my good little good luck charm. We don't have anything to fear. She's on deck. She motions for Lucky to come stand by her, and she puts her arms around her. And you can tell that there's like real affection, even from like as rough of a person as she seems to be. And Lucky softens with this contact and relaxes substantially.
I'm sorry, you're suggesting that this lucky person here is able to counteract the wrath of a god? That actually is incredibly impressive.
She's quite impressive.
All right, well then, I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. You were speaking. Go ahead.
Nah, you mentioned percentages, and admittedly, there's a part of me that is quite impressed that you all made it out, and in fair number. But again, I don't really see grounds to be necessarily negotiating percentages. In fact, we could feasibly walk out with everything off your backs and not bat an eye. What's stopping us from doing that?
I mean, we survived the Winding Way, so theoretically, simply the fact that Karlach, is this really the time of eating? Simply the fact that we are not, how shall we say, unarmed priests. Is this fight worth it when you can simply negotiate? If the answer is yes, we can draw blades and go at it till one side remains, but that just seems a waste of everyone's time.
Make a persuasion check. She says, "Fair enough. Show me what it is you found."
One moment while I confer with my colleagues. Yumi, ultimately this comes down to your decision whether, or, I don't think we have time for a vote and you are the decisionist. We have this particular pile of things we have found. I think a good portion of the jade from the Jade Golem might be a significant enough amount to get them to leave. But it also represents the lion's share of what we found.
I mean, I feel like I don't want to be the one to decide what kind of, we give them. Is that what they're looking for? Money? Yumi just kind of shrugs. And you can see she's sweating. She is not comfortable making this decision. I trust your judgment to make a good offer.
Okay. All right. Captain Krell, would I be correct in assuming that you are more interested in, shall we say, liquid or spendable assets than you are in perhaps trade items, fabrics, things of that nature?
Well, admittedly here everything that we tended to leave was in non-liquid, but it is easier to be dealing in coin. So,
If you don't mind my asking, since none of the members of the Abbey were actually able to answer this question, and the one person responsible for the theft of your possessions is now dead, exactly what was the monetary value of the items which were, shall we say, skimmed from your caches?
totaling some 400, maybe,
400.
gold.
Nashel blinks in confusion. While I appreciate that a point and a statement had to be made, are you telling me you burned down an abbey? Hold on, let me. You waded through a beach of undead creatures, burned down an abbey, and risked Procon's wrath over 400 gold pieces?
She and the crew that remain in this room all laugh and say,
Krellick also laughs in that.
and she says, "It weren't actually effortful, if you are wondering. 200 gold. It's 200 gold. And
I'm sorry.
traveling over that beach is not actually hard."
Fair point. We made it in. You just said 200 gold. Previously, you said 400 gold.
Oh, sorry, I had it split in my head. It is the 400.
Okay.
Because it was the
I
two
thought
items.
she was just fucking with me for a second.
Yep. My bad.
Zizul, it's like I said, right? This is, mercy.
Krellick, am I correct in my assumption here that you previously served on Captain Krell's here on her crew?
Yep.
You know what? Never mind. That's a question for another time.
I'd like to swallow the rest of my ration, step over my Minotaur head, put like a hand with a finger to Captain the Crowls, and say,
Just a minute.
I'm gonna go over to the group and be like,
Come on, huddle up. Come here.
once we're all kind of in, I'm gonna look at them and whisper, them,
Have you lot never been robbed before? Because you're getting robbed right now, and you're acting like you don't know what you're doing.
I have not been robbed because most of the time people look at me and see that it's not worth it. I would also suggest that what we are doing right now is deciding whether we want to be robbed or whether we want to fight these people.
Well, you better pick quick, because the longer you take, the more the price goes up. So think quickly.
Krellick, given that piracy would seem to be your area of expertise, given that this is your former crew, perhaps you'd like to take the lead on this one?
No, you're the one that does the talking. I'm just letting you know that you're getting robbed. So you ought to give it up, or you go for the blade.
Krellick, do you think that that we can take them?
It depends. We're not as lucky.
So do you suggest that we give them the money?
I suggest you do what you feel you need to. I gave my share up.
I'll read Yumi's note.
The note says, I usually run away or kill them. And she's just sitting there waiting for everything else to happen.
I could. Zesh, you could make a big deal about pulling, getting just something, right? Something big. You make a big deal of it.
Betty, I need Betty. Yup, I need to borrow Betty for a second. And I will reach into the bag. I will pour probably half the pile of jade out.
Okay. Lucky holds out her hand, and from her wrist pours a fountain of water to pick up all of the crystal dust and the fragments and pieces.
I
And
knew I should have grabbed that fucking asbestos golem. Here you go. This is what we have.
and the orb of water floats up. She retrieves a bag, and a couple of others toss some sacks over as well, and pouring water through a sieve catches the stones and filters the water through the burlap until it is contained and collected. And that's, is that everything?
That is, of course, not everything. We had never settled on a 100%
No, we hadn't.
donation. And he very obviously air quotes.
No, we hadn't. But I'm still curious. What else you found?
More of the same.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. Of course. Do I have inspiration?
You do have my D10 as well. It lasts an hour, and you can use it on anything.
Right. Let me burn an inspiration real quick.
Sticking with 15?
23.
23. All right. All right. She looks at Betty and says, "What's up with the tin bird?"
I'm sorry, what?
Tin bird? She gestures to Betty again.
I believe steel, but yes, bird. Creation of one of our franchise members.
All right. What do we got here? Some
Jade.
estimated value?
2,500 gold. The remains of one of the guardians.
Fair enough. She whistles, and a couple of the pirates just come over and collect the weighted bags. And she turns back to look at Ozymandias and just says, "Rotten hell, you piece of shit," and begins walking towards the exit with those couple following.
Before you
Karen,
go, I would insist on my crew members being returned to us.
Naturally. She's upstairs. She continues to go up, and shortly after, Toby and Micah are escorted back down.
Was I unable to get her attention before she walked away?
What do you say?
I say, Captain,
Okay. Her head comes back around the door frame.
that one over there,
Pointing to Bayleaf.
he owed me 100 gold.
Take it off his fucking corpse.
Lucky, did you take his money yet?
She pats her belt and her sides and retrieves a leather satchel and hands it to you.
All right, I take it.
Good to see you again, Lucky. Be careful.
I think I'll be fine. You all should be careful. Are you, planning on, sailing today?
Probably. You didn't fuck a boat up, did you?
No. I don't think. Where'd you find him? And she points over at Dasani.
I don't know. I found these people. They're very nice. It pays well. It's a pretty big cut. You might want to think about joining in. They're called acquisitions. It's pretty good.
What's your rate?
I say what I think my rate is. Because I didn't really read that contract.
You've been getting an even split of everything that we get.
Even split.
Even. And there's only this many of you?
Yeah, it's crazy. Lucky, like, I'm poor now, right? But soon, I'm just gonna be swimming in it.
She looks at Zashel, who's handling the money as far as she can understand it.
I'm sorry, what? That's actually
What?
with somebody.
What do you make?
Depends on the contract, which is all negotiated beforehand. Sometimes, like this time, it's salvage rights. Depends. Acquisition,
Well-
the head office takes its cut.
Freshwater! She shouts over at Dasani. Trying to get his attention.
Sonny looks over.
How much do you make?
He like scratches his head and goes, looks over at Yumi and goes, "How much do I make?"
It depends on the contract. Some are worth more than others.
Right, cheers. He looks over and looks back over at Lucky and goes, "It depends on the contract." And shakes his head and he's like nodding at her.
Got it. So you're all pirates too.
Yeah, but this is like
No.
almost legal.
This is legal.
It is legal, Lucky.
It is technically legal. Like, we had to bring that one person down with us into the winding path so that we weren't stealing from them after they accompanied our investigation. So it's all on technicalities. And then she goes back to her book.
I am going to ask for a group persuasion check.
I think we all have to for group, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not really sure I want to persuade her to join us, but I guess since
Well, we
this is
don't know what
happening-
we're persuading her
I know.
for. Hey, Sarah, would Krellick have advantage on this roll for any reason?
Sure.
Hey, cool.
Oh, poor Dasani.
She says, 1 minute. And she goes over to Ozymandias and pulls the medallion from around his neck and then runs back upstairs. She's gone for a couple of minutes. And then comes back down, whistles to everyone who's still around, and says to get up, to get back on deck, then to get up on land, and then goes and tracks down the couple who have wandered away. And then comes back to you all and says, sure.
Sure what?
You have acquired a good luck charm. She smiles.
Is that a good idea, guys? Are we gonna get in trouble for recruiting her from?
I will assume that she has already spoken with her captain. And he looks pointedly at Lucky.
She smiles.
I'm afraid that I will require actual verbal confirmation.
Mhm.
Hold on. Actually, you know what? And I am going to reach into my Documenter's case, have it print out a contract that is fairly
Yes.
straightforward, that just simply says, I am considering Employment at Acquisitions Incorporated with the full knowledge and approval of my previous employer. And I will hold out a quill.
She looks at it, reads it, thinks for a second, and then signs it and hands it back.
I sign here as a witness. Yumi, if you will sign here as the Acquisitions Incorporated representative.
Sure. I still kind of want verbal confirmation.
This is better.
I guess, and Yumi will sign.
Well, the
Is
final
that okay?
decision.
I only have red ink. And she kind of holds out her quill, looking at you.
Yeah, it's fine. The final decision obviously does not rest with us. We are merely members of a franchise. Abernathy is, as your former employer stated, the one who will make the final decision.
I have a feeling it'll be okay.
Sure. Ozymandias, you okay over there?
He's clearly not. He's still gagged as well.
No.
Lucky, you're gonna love it. We got a big island and a lot house, and we got geese that's real mean.
Go ahead and untie Ozymandias.
Thank you. You should go.
I'm sorry we were not here to assist you when they came. Also, you should know that I've already forgotten his name. Odium is no longer an issue for you. His remains are just past the meditation room. We tried to bring them back so that whatever services you wanted to give would be available to him. I know there was some strife, but I understand he was still a member of your organization.
Thank you.
There anything else we can assist you with before we leave? Also, have you made a decision with regards to the offer from the Mariners Guild? It seems like it might be in your best interest at this point, as it might persuade that woman to never return here.
Everything
know what
here
your-
is already taken. You can have the island.
I mean, the site of your abbey remains, right?
For now.
And that medallion could be replaced. Yes, we understand there is a ritual to do this.
He just hangs his head. You should go.
Okay. If you would like to go with us, you are welcome to come with us. Ogman, that offer stands for you as well. And really for anyone else who might be interested in leaving this island.
Ogman shakes his head, and there doesn't appear to be many other clerics that remain, but those who do go to Ozymandias' side.
Nashville sort of looks at everyone else, like, is there something anyone... Should we provide assistance? Would you...
What kind of assistance could we provide?
Monetary? I mean, I realize that we'll eat into our profits a little bit, but given
what
that-
could they do with money on the... I don't
hire
know.
someone to rebuild their abbey?
Who are they gonna get to come here? That's the problem. They still have this... And she kind of waves her hand towards exit. The skeletons outside.
I was under
How
the
are they-
impression with the loss of the medallion that they are no longer under the control of the abbey. Am I correct, Ozymandias?
Yes. Is Ozymandias going to leave the island to find someone? How is someone going to come here and get to him to build anything? What exactly
well,
is your
he's
plan
offered
now?
us the island for the lighthouse, so presumably a construction crew will be arriving at some point.
Would the guild not take care of that?
Why would the guild?
I mean, the
The
guild
Mariners
wants to build the lighthouse.
Yes,
Are
but
they
that has
going
nothing
to
to do with the
rebuild
abbey.
his... I don't know how these things work. And Yumi just shrugs and she just heads outside.
Are
It's
you
not too
sure?
complicated.
Are you sure this is what they want?
They seem to be standing here and staying, so
I mean, didn't they tell us just to go?
Yeah. So, I mean, we should go, right?
all right.
Hey, Augie.
Hmm.
You fought real good back there. You definitely earned this.
And I'll toss the spear back to him.
His hand flashes out to catch it.
I'll give him a nod and turn and still think about those boots. What could have been? What were they?
Okay. Do you all leave then?
That's my plan.
All right.
Zaxel will wait till everyone else has left and drop off. What's my noise? 300 gold pieces.
Okay.
I don't have much faith in the gods, but given how much of our daily endeavor seemed to wrap around the domain of yours, I hope you can use this to rebuild.
Thank you. All right. You all head back to the surface. Bernadette and her crew are standing, watching. They are very clearly interested in seeing the turtle shell move. And Lucky runs over to her mother, kisses her on the cheek, and then runs to the boat. And calls another form of water to lift her up onto the deck. And then she throws down a ladder to all of you to climb aboard.
Heck yeah, get up there.
Okay. So,
Go for it.
mechanical things.
Sarah, you said mother?
Her
Yeah.
adopted mother, yeah.
Yeah, Captain Bernadette Crowell is her adopted mother. The lady who robbed us.
Yep.
A couple of mechanical things. It is night. It is dark. It's actually getting towards dawn. It is very late. Toby and Micah have been awake for more than 24 hours. They are too tired. They are too tired to sail. Now I need Constitution saves from everyone else for having been up and working since dawn of this past day. Vicaris, whose player has not been here this entire time, takes 1 level of exhaustion.
Right?
Okay.
All that slack in his hard work.
I've just been off in the back doing the Lord's work, and very tiring.
Wrong character.
Hey, he has a god too.
Okay. So currently you have 2 sailors who cannot sail. You have Lucky, who is a sailor, but she's never sailed with this vessel before. Dasani, who can sail, and Krellick, who can sail. I believe that covers your minimum requirement. Is that correct?
Presumably
charge of
Adam on the boat with us, even though Adam is not here at the moment. But
Mm-hmm.
that should be the 3. I'm also content to just maybe we stay here the night and set out in the morning.
I mean, I can
But
sail.
it is becoming morning. That's the thing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's becoming morning. So we would have to stay a whole day.
I mean,
And
we'd
we
have to
could
stay 8
set sail in
hours
the
and then
evening,
set sail in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sail. I just have disadvantage at the check.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, I can
Many of
sail.
us can sail. It's just those of us without proficiency are bad at it.
No, I mean I'm proficient in sailing.
I can sail. We have sailors that will be okay.
Yeah, you guys have sailors, but like exhaustion is a fact. Like the time of day, like how
I
I'm
leave it
asking
all
anyway.
up to the people with proficiency.
I say we push.
Yeah, let's sail.
Cool.
I mean, these people want us out of here. I mean, I guess we could be on the boat off the island and fish. That'd
I'm
be
sorry.
cool.
My only thing is, why all of a sudden do you guys give a shit what they want? You have literally cared not one iota until what they wanted was for us to get out. Then all of a sudden it's super important.
Well, what else are we doing here? Right?
In my defense, Jeff showed up, so
I mean, we could explore the island if you wanted to, like, explore the island. We could do that.
No, I'm just saying if we wanted to stay for until the rest of the crew are welcome, like, what are they gonna do? What's Ozymandias gonna do?
Oh yeah, no, they're not gonna do anything to us. Just game wise, like we are done here unless we want to explore, right? So it's like, let's go. Let's move forward.
Also, as I remember from the last session, which I listened only a little bit to, you hated this island, and we're ready.
I hated the Winding Way because it was full of pointless bullshit. False floors, false doors, doors that lead to ballista traps. That I
loved
hate.
it. I thought it was excellent.
I believe you were ready to give up the entire island.
that was said actually. Procon can have this whole fucking place.
I mean, we could anchor, like we could
Procon.
anchor off the coast and like fish and swim and shit for a while. That's all cool.
Zashel's gonna go to sleep. You proficient people, you do what you want. I just found the sudden switch funny is all.
Yeah, well, it's because I want to move the game ahead. Let's go.
Speaking of, we're gonna take our 10.
Sick.
So if everyone would indicate what they are doing, like as you are getting this vessel underway, I will put you in the appropriate location, and we will, and we'll be back at 40. Cool. All right, everyone's back. All right. So we've got several people who are resting. Yumi, have you decided what you were gonna do?
I think I will rest as well.
Okay. So got basically the whole crew below deck sleeping. Just as the sun is beginning to rise. And can I get a perception check from Dasani and Krellick? And you both get to add a d4 to this check.
Cool. Let's go, Dasani. Heck yeah. Let me get my D4. It's a 10.
All right. Roll a d4, Dasani.
Working on.
All right. Okay. So Dasani, you're kind of managing the engine, which is a strange and weird device, and not exactly what you thought you signed up for as a as a sailor. But before crashing, Micah shows you around basically what it is, where it's like, hold this lever, make sure this gauge doesn't go into the red, it's not too difficult. Plus it's Arcano based rather than Steam, so it's not particularly dangerous to be around.
Righteous?
But
I said righteous.
Right. I mean, it's certainly absolutely dangerous. And it is explained that if it is hit in a certain way with such velocity, it will explode way worse than any steam-powered vessel. However, the odds of that are kind of slim. So,
Perfect.
and as you're pondering the possible lethality of this craft as it is chugging through the water, the wheels of it turning, you catch just a glimpse, a little hint of something, a little boat. It looks like a rowboat, is slowly drifting towards you, like towards the boat, and there is clearly a person that is sitting on top of like some tarps and blankets. They look like ill, sickly. They're clearly unconscious. As this boat looks like it's just going to. It will like hit the turtle shell. Not that would necessarily do a lot of damage to you, but that means whoever it is on this little vessel would absolutely get killed. Like that boat would not survive.
Oh no. Hey guys, what's that over there? And he points over to the boat.
I'll crane my neck out a bit to see if I can see what he's talking about.
You see the little vessel as well, and you can, even though you can't make as many details, you do know that it's coming for the turtle shell.
Do I see that there is a person on there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll shout to Dasani.
Good catch. Bad luck to let a man drown out in the water.
I'll turn the boat to try to I'll attempt to slow and turn the boat. I don't know how much control I have from here. I don't know if Dasani has to do all the speed controls.
He has speed, you have direction, so we can do like a little rotation here.
Yeah, I'll try to do rotation to ask Dasani,
Ease off the engine a little bit.
Yeah, everyone gets moved around just a little now. Probably would have been. I wonder if I could have just moved the whole. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's about right. Okay. And you're planning on doing something to try to intercept and or you're just gonna let it pass by?
Well, I have to maintain the ship, but my intention is to maneuver the ship in a way that we don't like ram, but we try to get close for a moment, and then I'll tell Dasani. Who else is here? Dasani's on engines, so he can't stop being on engines.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky is around, and who else?
That's it.
That's
Everyone
it.
else is in bed.
Then I'll tell Lucky to see if she can grab them before they slip away.
All right. She nods and puts out a hand again and begins making this pulling motion as if she were reeling in a rope, and the current around the ship, around this little vessel, this little rowboat, begins directing it closer to you, so that this person could be retrieved. And as she does, before it gets too close, you hear a thud as if you just run aground, which you haven't, but that's concerning. And then you see the tarp underneath this person begin to move a little bit, and then you hear another thud against the ship.
Dasani, what are you doing to that engine?
You-
That wasn't me, man. And he's looking concerned.
Then what was it?
and as if in response, like you hear again like something against the side of the ship, but then claws and the snapping of wood as a creature begins to pull itself over the edge. A very tall, almost over 6 feet amphibious creature with fins upon its side of its head and 4 arms, wielding sharp tridents and thin needle teeth, with a fish-like face. We're gonna roll initiative.
Oh, they don't actually need help, Sarah? Is that what you're saying?
Well, as this little body that's in the rowboat is still not moving, but there is something that is attacking the ship, that is not at the rowboat.
Do we also roll initiative people who are sleeping?
Roll it for now, but you will not be able to act until you have been woken.
Cool. I love accidentally clicking on the bone.
Dasani with the nat 20 rolls.
He didn't click on his token.
$22. Okay. Oh, right. Looks like everybody. Okay, Dasani, you are up first. You can choose to maintain control of the ship, or you can leave, and the ship will stop moving, and you can go and see what's going on over the side.
I think it's best that I main the ship. Right? Yes. I'm gonna stay where I'm at first.
Okay. Then, in that case, the sound of something making its way over the side of the ship gets louder. The face of the creature peers over the rail, and it slithers over with a hiss. It's taller than you, Krellick, but not as broad, with again lots of arms, and a long blade that is serrated to appear as the shape of a wave, which it slices. It swings through the air towards you with a 20 to hit, a 19 to hit, and then a 16 to hit.
The 16 does not. The rest do.
All right, so it's 11 slashing and then 12 slashing.
Okay.
And it hisses and spits in your face, and you see that it is drooling, and it is a little on the lean side, as if it is probably starving and very hungry. And you okay, Krellick, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to. Where is the where is the bell on the boat?
It would be up here.
Up there. Okay. Okay. What I'd like to do is this thing slashes deep at me. I'll turn around to it and roar in its face as I go into a rage. I'd like to use a very loud roar I make. I'm gonna grab a hand axe and throw it at the bell to ring it.
Okay. Make an attack.
You got it. Hand axe. 26 to hit.
Okay, that's going to hit the bell then. Yeah, and I think that'll be what can alert everyone else, but everyone else is going to require... Everyone else is prone, so they're going to take half movement to get up, and then they're going to take 15 feet of movement to get on deck.
Hell yeah. Okay. I'd like to I'll grab I'd like to grab my maul and try to crack it against this guy's legs to break them.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna swing recklessly at this boy.
Okay.
22 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
It'd be a total of 27 damage.
Okay.
And that's action bonus action. I will stand with my back to the rudder of sorry, I don't know what it's called. The helm's wheel. I don't know what it's called. I'll stand on my back and like try to shift my shell and hook it in ways to try to keep maintaining maneuverability. But that's my turn.
Okay. You hear another thud, a very loud crack underwater on the vessel, and hear, like you can feel a little pitch as the weight suddenly has shifted by the prow. You don't see anything, but there's a groan as the boat begins to take on some water. Let's see, what's that math? Oh, well, that's not right. There we go. And then from the rowboat, the tarp is flung. The body of this person flops overboard and is clearly very, like, it's partially stiffened. It evidently is, like, it has been dead. And it begins to drift away as a few more of these creatures reveal themselves. And a couple of them throw spears with rope to the ship to begin to pull themselves aboard. One of them can make it, the other one does not. And then it is Zashel's turn.
I will spend my 15 feet of movement to stand up. I'm assuming we don't actually finish our long rest, so then I will make my way up to the deck. I don't know where I come out on the deck.
It would be right here. You see that? Right there. There's a little door.
Can I stand... Ah!
Yep.
Okay. Is there a spot where I can stand where I am not within arm's reach of that guy, but can still see him?
With, like, just behind the threshold of the door, yeah.
Okay. Then I might get in the way. As I'm running up, if Tobia and Micah have woken up, I will just yell at them to stay here, and then I'm actually going to take my full movement up onto the deck. Looking very, very irritable. And we will try a secret flight.
Okay. 14 fails for 11. That's good.
It's actually 15. That, for whatever reason, did not include. When I hit level 6, I can now add my charisma bonus to radiant and fire damage.
Hell yeah. Alright. Awesome. Is that it for you?
Yeah, that just leaves me with the bonus action.
this amphibious creature has pulled itself over the rail. Happens to be exactly right next to Lucky, who draws the icy scimitar and then puts out her hand to make contact. And there is an explosion, a like ripple through the air, the crack of thunder, just at touch, and shakes this thing and does a tremendous amount of damage. That's a really good roll. Tremendous amount of damage to him. He's knocked backwards, and that is her turn. Vakaris, you're up.
All right, so I will get up, take my 15 feet to actually get up here, see all this, and shout, "Get off our boat!" And then I'm going to Chaos Bolt at 2nd level and Twin Spell it. 16 and a natural 20.
Okay. Which one where?
The 2 that are on our boat. I
Yeah.
guess this was the first one, and then the other guy was the second one.
Okay. The 16 misses that first one, and a critical hit will hit. So.
Oh, dumb bitch. All right, cool. A second. Jesus. All right. Let's see. Ooh, and that's gonna go again because it rolled 2 5s.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Honestly don't know. But it's 8 and 5. Let's do lightning damage. Fuck them.
Okay.
And then I'll roll Chaos Bolt one more time.
Is it the same target, or can you choose a different target?
It has to be someone within 30 feet. So I'm gonna go for this guy right here.
Excellent.
And boom. 21.
That's gonna hit.
And then it's still at 2nd. So close. 1, 2, and 5. And lightning again.
All right.
And that's. And then when I was down there, you said the boat was taking on water. Did we notice that at all? Or is that like a danger to us or no?
Make a perception check.
Gladly. 21.
You felt as if there was there's the familiar rocking of a vessel, but
Sorry, real
ultimately,
quick before you finish, I forgot I'm exhausted. So let me roll that one more time. 16.
all right. Add a d4 as well. Oh, I forgot. Everybody is under the effects of bless. Just so you know, that changes some things. My bad.
19.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, you feel there's the sway of the ship, that is ordinary, and then there is what feels like being pulled and turned in one direction. It feels like that is the case right now. And I'll give you a 19. You can probably hear something at the prow, like below deck.
Okay. Damn it. Does a 17 hit that guy, by the way?
No.
Ah, bitch. Alright, cool. Alright. I guess that's my turn.
Okay. Alright. Creature down here is going to remain in the ship. And look at Zashel. And put out 2 of her hands that then just kind of level out in a motion of stillness. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw? You have a d4 to add.
Wisdom saving throw. 26.
Excellent. All right, you resist you resist the held person spell. All right.
At advantage, but I'm good with the 26.
Oh, that's true. Okay, Dasani, it's your turn.
I'm still kind of manning the ship, but I don't have to like move or anywhere or leave. So I think I can I'm going to hit him with Ice Knife.
Which guy?
The guy closest to me.
That's gonna hurt your friends.
Oh,
Yep.
but they're behind me.
They're within 5 feet.
Oh,
But if you hit the guys in the ship or the rowboat,
can I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go for this guy.
Okay. 23 is gonna hit him. And then dex saves.
3 piercing.
Yeah. Okay. He makes the dex save, but she does not, so... Okay, any bonus actions for you? That's it?
he said no. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. Alright. This guy right here gets all hissy again, and will throw the blade at once at Krellick and then twice at Zashel for a 12 for Krellick and then a 21 and a 19 for Zashel. Ooh.
That'd be
Yeah, for 11 and a 19, so a total of 30. Yikes. And then it's Yumi's turn.
Okay. I will stand up, use my action to dash and get up on board.
Okay.
I guess can I squeeze past Zasho and get over here?
Yes.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. You don't want to...
Well, I had to use my action to dash. I can't do anything else. I
No,
don't
I'm asking if you want to action surge.
No. I'm good. I'll just stand here.
Okay, Krellick, you're up.
Okay. This boy is still here. I'd like to I'll swing my axe at him. Also, just a note that attack to hit me, I believe, still should have had advantage.
He rolled two 12s.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna swing my maul at this thing. Continue with the leg breaking maneuver.
Okay.
Recklessly, 16 to hit.
Will miss.
Okay.
You have
swinging
it.
around.
You have a d4.
Oh, I do have a d4. Okay. It'd be a 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
Okay. So the first hit is 26 damage.
Okay.
And if he is still around, then it'd be a 23 to hit for the
That
second
will
attack.
also hit.
Okay, break these legs. 22 damage.
The legs are broken, but he's still standing.
Sick. Neither crit. I don't think I have any bonus action. I already raged. That is it. That's my turn.
All right. There is more thudding below deck as something is hitting the ship just off the port bow. The ship takes more damage. Not good.
We can't take much more of this, Captain.
Who are you saying that to?
I don't know who the captain of the ship is.
Oh no, I'm the captain.
Technically right now, yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's try to it. Okay, so this guy dives over into the water and will begin scaling the ship, but he will not be able to make it on his turn. This guy is going to strike out at Lucky. And hits her all 3 times, but she seems to be made of stern stuff and takes those hits pretty well. Zashel, your turn.
I unfortunately am not made of that sort of certain stuff, I will disengage as an action and walk around up to the top of the ship. And for my bonus action, go ahead and no, I'll save my healing light dice for now. Well, no, I'll drop 2 on myself just because I can't use them if I'm down. Cool.
Yikes.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. Lachlan goes out to smack this guy in front of her again, and then swings with the scimitar. And there's another thunderclap as she hits him, and the blade drives through his chest and begins to ice over the corpse, and she withdraws the blade, and this thing falls dead. That was really good damage on her part. Vicaris, you're up.
I'm just gonna yell at Dasani. Dasani, there's something underneath the boat. And then, for these 2 people, I am gonna cast Slow.
On the ones down here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oops, wrong thing. There we go.
Okay.
Save DC is 16.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is it? The wisdom. Yep.
Yeah. As I do it, I'm like, you 2 stay off our boat.
The one who is still in the boat saves. The other one does not.
Hell yeah, fuck that guy. Ooh, wait, actually, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm gonna do something different. 1 second. I mean, I'm gonna do the same thing, so that should stand, but let me...
Let's get that D20 roll too.
So if I put it here, Dasani's out of that, correct?
Yeah.
You know what? Doesn't matter. I am going to...
Oh, you can choose who gets affected by it. So it
Oh,
doesn't
do I?
matter if we're in it, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so I'm also gonna get that other dude in it. Fuck that guy.
Alright.
There we go, boom.
He saves. Oof.
Ah, dickbag.
But
Alright.
he's also incredibly bloodied. He looks like shit. Alright, that's it for your turn, yeah?
It is.
Okay. Can you make me a charisma saving throw?
Absolutely. Just a second, I accidentally X'd it out. I am so smart. Hey!
Okay. Hey, you feel a pull from within you that begins to feel like teleportation does, but you resist it and remain on this plane. And then... Dasani, it's your turn.
Go.
How beat up is this guy right now?
He looks really bad. A good enough hit will take him down.
Okay. So, flame arrow.
Okay. Let's see.
Do you have arrows?
Okay, hold on.
Think about it, I don't...
Remember, there's something under the ship.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I don't. Well, let's see. Do you have we should figure out. Do you have arrows?
There's something under the ship. We don't see
You
it yet.
you also don't have arrows.
You could cast that on Yumi's quiver, though.
Yes,
Give
but yes,
her
it's
arrows fire.
it's touch range. So if you want to run up and do that, you can.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, cool. All right, you get an extra 1d6 fire damage for your spells, Yumi, or for your arrows.
Cool. There's this thing in my face though, but cool.
Okay. And bonus action for you, Dasani?
So that's taken care of now. Can I go back?
If you do,
Or-
you will provoke attack of opportunity.
Then I will not.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. One more feudal attack. First to Dasani, a 13. Then to Yumi, a 13. And then to Krellik, a 20. For 17 slashing.
17. And did you roll with advantage against me?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. 17 slashing?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So reduced to 8? Yeah,
Mhm.
cool.
Okay, Yumi, your turn.
Okay, seeing as this thing is in front of me and very hard to shoot at, I will just try to stab it with a rapier. Sorry, Dasani. Sorry, I'm not using your arrows just yet.
23 is going to hit. And that's enough to bring it to the ground dead.
Okay, I will, I guess, drop my rapier and pull out my bow and move over here to get closer to the other things for next turn. Yeah.
You still have one more attack, right?
Do, but changing weapons, how are we ruling that?
Go for it, man. We do it. Okay. Are you which one are you attacking?
This one right here.
Okay, that will hit.
Okay, and let me roll that d6.
All right, it hisses and spits as part of its wet clothes begin to spark after catching fire. Okay, Krellik, you're up.
Cool. That boy is down. And this ship has been, I've heard it or felt it get hit 3 or 4 times by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel like the boat shifting, as if it was taking water on?
It is pulling to port.
Okay, yeah. So I can see the boat is doing a thing that it should not be necessarily doing right now. Okay. I will. Well, you got to get a good look at it. So I'm going to leap up on top of this part of the boat, and that's how high is that up?
6 feet.
6 feet? Okay, I definitely can jump that. Okay. Yeah, I'll run up to the edge, and then I'm gonna make a leap for the boat, the small boat. That's my goal.
Okay, can I get an athletics check from you?
You sure can.
All right, you'll have an additional D4. You guys, you still got bless. Sorry, I don't keep reminding you, but you have bless and guidance technically. You get a D4 to all your checks while
It's
on the boat.
also guidance. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bless. I got this. I did not put on. Okay, cool. Athletics. I have advantage because I'm raging. So it'd be the 27. 31.
Okay, that gets you onto the boat and almost flings with your weight. Actually, I'm gonna have her make a dexterity saving throw to to not be thrown overboard, but catapulted.
right.
She rolled a 6. Okay, actually. Whee! Plop into the water.
I turn and look to see if I can see anything down by the bottom of the boat.
Up, yeah, where you've been seeing stuff? Yes. Let me just get him. There's another one of these creatures who has a very large stone, like, mallet made, or like coral mallet that is just tearing into and bashing, even underwater, into the boat.
I'll shout up.
We got a big problem. One of them's breaking in the boat.
Are these people actually within range of my hammer? Yeah, okay. Then I will try to bop them on top of the head like a whack-a-mole.
Okay.
I will reckless. Well, actually, I should ask: do I still have my action, or was it my action to make the jump?
You still have an action, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'll reckless these. The first, this one right next to me. Oh, it's not good. I have inspiration. I'd like to use my DM inspiration.
Okay.
That would be just it's a singular roll,
Yes.
right? Okay, cool.
Yes.
It's still the thing.
23 is gonna hit.
Heck yeah. For 29 damage.
Okay.
And if his head pops back up the surface, I'll swing again for 21.
Uh-huh.
Okay. For 24 damage.
Okay. That time it does not pop back up.
Hell
There's
yeah.
just blood.
I'll use my bonus action to smash the one next to me then.
Okay.
I remembered to use
You
it.
did.
It's a 13 though, I miss.
Yes.
That's my turn.
Okay. This guy at the front of the ship takes some more swings at the boat. And dead and oh, come on. Zashel, it's your turn.
Everybody I can see is toasty, but it looks like there is somebody in the water, so I will just jump off this side of the boat.
Okay.
And I can see somebody attacking the boat, or is the boat itself in the way?
The boat was going to be in the way from where you are right now.
Okay. If I just go straight, I have a swimming speed of 30 feet, so
Mm-hmm.
if I just go straight down, can I see it?
Yes.
Okay. In that case,
I'll say you'll probably have to go under the ship a little bit, but that'll be fine.
that's fine.
Yeah.
In my annoyance at being woken up, I am going to go ahead and use a guiding bolt.
Okay.
13 will certainly miss, so I will burn an inspiration. I'm down to one left to try to reroll.
That's gonna hit. Yeah. Roll that damage. Ooh,
29 total.
it's very good. You can see that he is immediately crippled and barely hold it. Like you've nearly blown a hole through his chest in that one attack. Bonus action for you?
Nope.
Okay. Lachlan throws herself over, dives into the water, immediately sinks, drops down to where this guy is at, and
First attack has advantage.
yeah, 17. Yeah, that's gonna hit. Where you are underwater, Zashel, there is this like the thunderclap of just again her palm against this creature, almost deafens you for a moment. It's incredibly loud, and you can hear and feel the water shifting and moving away from the vessel at this contact. And then that thing dies, like its head pops. Vikaris, it's your turn.
Hooray! I'm gonna do what I do best. And remember
To roll
the wild.
there.
And then plus
That's
the
gonna
D4 bonus,
hit.
so that doesn't matter.
Mhm.
And being angry because he tried to send me back to the Fae. Let's see, I got 3 plus 5, 7 plus 5. How did I? That's annoying. All right. So we have 3, 5, 7, 5, lightning, psychic. Oh, let's give him psychic damage.
Oh, okay.
And then 16 plus 8, so 24.
Yes.
24 psychic.
All right. One hand slips up over the deck and grabs your leg, Krellick. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
I sure can. It's a 10.
Okay. You are cursed.
Well, am I?
Yeah.
Cool.
You feel like this sickening pull towards the water that makes you want to drop into the sea and then curl up and just sink like a rock. And you are going to have well, disadvantage on strength checks and saves, but that basically evens it out for you more or less. And you have to make a wisdom save at the start of each of your turns. We'll deal with that at that time. Dasani.
Okay. Are there more of these things under the boat?
There's this one next to the boat
That's
that
it.
has a hand on Krellick.
Great. I am going to jump overboard. Save my breath. And I'm going to turn into a shark. And
Is it medium or is it large?
large. Can't.
I got it. I have to do it. I just need to know.
Big action. And shit. And I'm back this month.
23 is gonna hit.
11.
All right. Okay, is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Yumi, you're up.
All right. I will try to shoot this guy over here.
Mhm.
I think that's the only one I can see right now. I'll move closer to the edge.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Does that mean I get 2d6 for the
Uh-huh.
fire? Burn.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll shoot him like.
Right. 27's gonna hit. Oh my gosh, that was exactly enough. How you do it?
Right through the forehead.
All right. Pew, pew. As two flaming arrows make impact first in the chest and then through the head, and there's a gurgling as blood begins to foam at the mouth, and then its grip loosens on you, Krellick, and it drifts away. And that's it. That's combat. Yay.
You gotta fix the boat.
Yeah.
I'll go find Tokyo and ask him to help me fix the boat. 'Cause I don't know what to do.
Okay. You can wake them up, and they're both exhausted because they've been up longer than you guys have been up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made them stay up to get us out here, as I recall.
Yes, you did. But they both go
I will
below
ask for
deck.
instruction on how to fix the boat. Is this something I'm capable of doing, or do I need skills to do this?
You could do it. It would just take longer.
I will assist. I'll help them fix it so it goes faster. I don't know.
Or do.
Cries. What can I do to help make this go faster?
I mean, if you're there and you offer to help, then it makes it go faster.
I will offer them to help fix it so they can go back to sleep.
Okay.
I will also help or do.
Okay. While you guys are still on open water and such, you can, let's see. Both of you roll me 2d6s.
Oof.
Okay.
Our boat looks so hurt.
All right.
We should totally take the boat on land, guys. Let's drive the boat through the skeletons. Nothing bad will happen to the boat.
Nothing did bad happen to it.
I'm sorry, didn't the boat lose like half of its HP going through the skeletons?
Yeah, but we still got the boat.
Hey, I voted against driving the boat on land. You guys voted against me. That is not my fault. And
Yeah.
he glares at everyone
As
else.
I recall, actually, I was the tie-breaking vote, so I really shouldn't say shit.
Yeah,
Um,
that is the case.
Sarah,
You screwed me.
is Krellick sinking to the bottom of the ocean right now?
No.
The curse is lifted upon
Yes.
its death?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Is that body still in the boat here that I jump on?
The corpse that you saw, or the humanoid figure you saw, is drifting away. It is a dead corpse.
I'll check the boat to see if there is anything other than just where these fish people were hiding, you know?
Yeah, there's a couple of weapons. There's 2 spears that both have rope tied to one end of them and a trident.
Cool. Yop likes tridents. I'll take the trident.
Yop does not like tridents.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I love that. That's such.
That's
I
great
mean-
for next time, though.
A new trident. Fit for a
Dasani?
queen.
Dasani, do you stay in shark form for a bit, or do you get back?
I'm gonna drop wild chicken.
Okay. Lucky will throw down a ladder to you so you can get over.
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I have a swim speed. Can I get to the body that was in the boat that is now drifting away?
Yeah, sure. It's over here.
I just want to. I mean, I'm assuming that none of us recognize the body, but I just want to see if there's any effects on them. Corpse.
Nope. Nope. Just a dead body. It looked like a prop to get people to like it was bait.
Do my best to try to remember the face, and then I'll just go back to the boat.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else you guys do on the boat, or does everyone just go pass back out?
Sleep.
So I had to wake you, but we had uninvited guests.
I'll go take care of the And she points below deck, and she goes to work on repairs as well.
Cool. I'd like to spend a little time to read the kill of this fishman next to me. Okay. He was killed by being bludgeoned to death and shot with and stabbed through the heart with a rapier. I can see it clearly. Easy. Anyone can see that. I will give Dasani my occultant bonus. So Dasani will have the D10 you can use on anything for the next hour.
Okay. Speaking of, we need a navigator's tools check to get you guys home, and you have this die, this extra D10 if you want to use it, as well as a D4.
Who needs to make that?
Dasani's the only one who can, because he's the only one with proficient with tools, I think.
Excellent. Good. Good.
All good for that check? You guys good? Andrew, everything okay?
I'm trying to find it.
Left side of
Oh.
your core. At the bottom.
Oh.
We're just gonna do cartography tools. It's wisdom based.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Alright, that means that in... Oh shoot, how long is it? That means in 6 hours time, rather than the 8, I believe, which was your first, you guys can make it back to the lighthouse. Anything you'd like to do, like, oh god, okay. Anything those of you who are conscious would like to do, or anything that the unconscious people would like to do upon waking, before, like, anything that needs to happen on the boat before you guys get home.
Not for me, but I can.
Okay.
I'd like to speak to Lucky.
Okay, alright. She eventually comes back on deck. The ship is sailable again, like rubbing some tar off of her hands and cleaning them with made water. Yeah.
Thanks for the help, Lucky.
Yeah. She smiles.
It's good to see you and your mom again. Wish it was under different circumstances, of course.
Yeah. She's gonna remember this. You should be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, me being here is probably gonna help you more than anything else. And I'll keep an eye on you, but I'm also... If you come across the Nasher, then I'm sorry, I've already got my side picked.
Did you say a Nasher?
The Nasher, the name of her flagship.
She's saying, like, if we come across her mom's ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll tell her.
Well, the thing is, these acquisitions, they got rules, that we normally don't have to worry about too much. But some of them rules is, you can't look, Lucky, you can't steal from the others. All right, they'll fine you. So whatever you get, then you have to pay like 3 times as much as it.
Well, yeah, but what? There's not even 10 of you, right?
Mm,
And back and back on the Nasher, I was getting 5% of most earnings anyway, about 5% of total collections, and that's not as good as dividing treasure 10 ways.
yeah, that's what I said. So you can't steal, and no killing. All right, they don't like that. But once you sign that contract, I think it bonds you in a way.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, you gotta be nice. I know, Lucky, I know you're nice, but you can't rob these people.
Mm-hmm. Have you robbed them?
He shakes his head no.
Okay, then I don't know. Honor among thieves, Krellick.
Yeah, but that's like a guidance, not a rule. And here there's rules.
Doesn't sound like we're going to be needing to steal. Don't know exactly how much you guys actually pulled, but if you were smart and, didn't even give like half of what you had, then there's still plenty to split. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. You ain't gonna like backstab us, are yous?
Honor among thieves. She puts her hands up on the rail above the door to the lower deck and pulls herself up to get to the higher floor.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, if she's like making her way off, that's great.
Yeah. She just gets to higher ground. If you want to keep talking, that's fine. But yeah.
No, I feel I got my point across to her.
Cool. Okay. Anything else for you guys before you get home? Cool.
Sorry. I completely forgot. How old is she? Do we know?
You haven't asked.
Okay, I wasn't. She's young-ish. She's not old. That's all we kind of know, right?
Yeah, that's the most you'd know. Yeah.
I would like to do something really dumb.
Okay.
I promise I'm not gonna set the boat on fire. Right before he goes back to sleep, Vicaris will be like rubbing lotion on his skin, and as soon as he walks in, he's gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna love this tomorrow."
Excuse me. What?
Yeah, he's like rubbing lotion on his face. It's good.
Uh-huh.
And then when I wake up as spring, I'm just gonna look at my hands and be like, "This is nice."
I feel like I've missed something.
It's fine.
Okay.
Autumn did something really nice for tomorrow's Vicaris.
What if the season the next day doesn't like the lotion?
Exactly.
So dumb. All Okay.
Yeah.
You guys get home. Anything you want to do when you get home?
Talk to Abernathy about signing Lucky on.
Okay. You go and knock on the door, or actually he comes out to meet you. And says, good to see you all back. It's in a timely manner. You really must have been. What is this? You've been out all night, hasn't it? It's been a long time. Yumi, I actually have to speak with you, and Dasani as well, if you wouldn't mind.
Your sister sends her regards, by the way, Abernathy.
He blanches and says, "Why do you always come back saying the wildest shit without telling me to sit down or anything? Last time it was something about Reed. Yumi, Dasani, follow me." And he heads back into his office.
Oh, okay. Wait, you want to talk to us together? All right.
Yes.
Yumi is confused what conversation needs both her and Dasani.
A whispered conversation.
Is it about the goose? Is it about Duck? Is Duck okay?
The geese are fine. Sit down.
I assume that's a chair.
Yes.
And then there was just you, me, and Giark.
Heck yeah.
And none of what they're doing is going to be on Giark.
Hey, you know what though? I like the secret information, you know? Secrets.
Cecil, I was gonna hang this minotaur head in my office. What do you think?
It certainly will probably go with the rest of the decor, I suppose.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Some of it's a bit melted, what with the acid, but I think it's pretty good still.
Yeah, I don't know why you want to remember that place specifically, but those were impressive adversaries at the very least. I'm not sure how well the... Well, I suppose the Mariners Guild will have to be happy. They can have the island. The skeletons shouldn't be an issue, and...
Well, Yop,
mission accomplished, I suppose.
yeah, didn't Yop say she was gonna make a thing for the skellies?
Yeah, I wonder if that'll even be necessary at this point.
I don't know.
Oh well.
I mean, I kind of feel bad because, Crow had them bent over a barrel there. I mean, I don't think she had to kill as many as she did, but, she's the butcher, so.
Remind me again, why is it that you are no longer on her crew? I mean, we found you on that ghost ship, but I'm still sort of lost on the specifics of how you went from Crowl's crew to, well, that location.
Well, I mean, you heard Lucky. Well, I don't actually know if you heard Lucky say it, but, Crow don't pay that well. It's like 5%, and sometimes if you're smart about it, you could keep a little bit here and there, but, you don't. Skimming from Crow is dangerous, as we found out, right? I didn't do that. All right, I'm not stupid. She just didn't pay well, and I decided to find other ventures, so I went independent like.
All right. I'm surprised that things remained so amicable between the two of you then. I was rather under the impression that deserting a pirate crew was, I don't know, capital.
I think it's because I killed a lot of people for her, so I think she just liked me.
Not enough to not rob you later, I guess.
Well, business is business. Although, when you think about it, I gave them 8 silver and this here bolt, and they gave me back the bolt, and then I got my 100 gold back from Baby Leaf. So really, I robbed them.
Oh, you know what? You're more cunning than I gave you credit for. That is a very good point.
Hey, the gears turn, they turn.
All right, well, I'm going to help Toby and Micah to bed because they're still asleep on their feet, and then I think I will turn in that creature. I think those are the... I wonder if those are the things the lizard folk were fighting against. I don't think you were with us at that time, but we negotiated a treaty between Saltmarsh and the lizard folk, who have made their end somewhere west of here, I believe. Maybe
Lizard
north.
folk can
I
be
forget, the map's
dangerous.
confusing. That was the concern that the Saltmarsh Council had, but the lizard folk were more concerned with a threat of their own, the Sauhugin, I think they were called. I wonder if those were the things that we just encountered.
Fish people.
Yeah, the multiple arms. I'm pretty sure that that's what they said. Huh. Maybe I should send an animal messenger to Ossicant. She might have some insight.
So if you had 6 arms, what would you do with them?
I had 6 arms.
Yeah, like a lot of arms.
See, I would say, I'd be able to write lots of things, but no, because I can still only focus my eyes and my brain on so much, so I don't know. I don't know what I'd do with 4 arms. What would you do with 4 arms? 6 arms. You said 6 arms.
I hold like a lot of weapons.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
Yep.
Karlak, are you happy with your position here in Acquisitions Incorporated, the things you're doing here, the things that Acquisitions Incorporated provides to you? Is that satisfactory so far? I know you haven't been with us long, but it seems...
I mean, this is the best gig I've had in a long time. I get a place, a big, Zeshua, have you seen the size of my office? It's huge.
Okay, I more meant the opportunities that you're getting here, the missions we're doing. Do you think we're doing enough? Do you think that in your role as a cultant, you're getting the support you need from head office?
I think so. I'll click the buttons and I'll do the counting, and then I'll write down the numbers, and then someone on the other end writes back and says okay, and so I think I'm doing okay. And everyone here is actually everyone here is a very good good at killing things. So yeah, I like it.
Good to hear. Glad to hear it.
Do you like it here, Cecil?
Oh, absolutely. This is the structure provided to Adventuring by Acquisitions Incorporated is something that has long been needed. No more groups running around, kicking in doors, murdering things in their homes. Now there's understanding, there's reason, there's structure. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, now we get a piece of paper that says we can go in, kick in the door, and kill the things.
Well, it also ensures that when someone says, hey, we need you to go kick in this door and take the things, that we know that the person requesting that is not sending us into some horrifically dangerous den without explanation, without understanding. There's less room for confusion and walking into situations in which we should find ourselves woefully unprepared.
You're very good at you're good at your job, Cecil.
Thank you. I try.
I'm gonna go hang this up.
If you have a fireplace, I recommend right above the fireplace.
I don't think I should light a fire in the room because I don't have a fireplace.
There's a fireplace in the room you're currently in.
Yeah, is there? I
Yes.
have no idea.
Yeah.
I meant his room, so.
Yeah, my room, my office. Yeah.
Right.
I grab my skull and go to mount it.
All right. You pass by Yumi and Dasani. What kind of expressions do Yumi and Dasani have as they are returning into the lobby?
So someone's kind of like walking with his chest out, like he has like new responsibilities. He's like important now.
Yumi looks slightly panicked after saying be nice to Abernathy and ran out the door.
You run out the door?
I ran out of Abernathy's door and into this room after telling him to be nice
Okay.
and not to freak out. So she looks a little panicked because she's worried he'll freak out.
Lucky just looks up at you and says, "Am I supposed to?"
Yes, he'll help you come up with a contract and your job in the franchise.
Okay. She goes into the office. A few minutes later, you hear shouting.
Oh, I told him not to freak out.
But it quiets down. You don't hear her smiting him or anything.
Is she a cleric? I mean,
Because
paladin?
she casts silence.
Might?
Okay, everybody else, what are you doing? Okay, so Yumi comes in looking, runs in looking worried as hell, and Dasani looks enthused. Toby and Micah are exhausted and are going to, at first availability, try to go home and sleep.
Sleep, then go home.
Okay, if that's the case, they're gonna go do that. Vicaris, what are you doing?
I guess if I see them walk out like that, I'll just go, you alright, Yumi? You look
Yeah.
scared.
I'm just afraid he's gonna yell at Lucky because,
Why?
because of her mother?
Oh, right. Yeah, it's weird.
Why should that be weird?
He didn't sound very happy about us saying that his sister said hello.
Yeah, I don't see what that has to do with Lucky, though.
Because she's his niece and he doesn't get along with his sister. Clearly he's yelling.
Well, yes. But that could be about anything. That could be something she said. That could be her not wanting to sign. That could be him. Could be him being
You
upset
just give
because his
Zashel a
sister.
look. Like, are you being serious right now? Kind of look. Like, really?
It passes over Zashel, completely oblivious. Are we concerned that she should not be part of this franchise? Because
Oh, no, I'm just concerned he won't want her as part of the franchise because of her background.
because she's his niece.
Because her mother is a pirate and she worked with them before us. I mean, technically we're pirates, but you know, I don't
We are.
think
Why
that.
do people keep saying that? We are not pirates.
Sanction pirates.
We're not even sanctioned pirates. We don't just sail around looking for hapless victims. None of us
We look
would
for
have.
treasure.
We look for treasure. We look for objects. We take missions so far from a council who is trying to make things better around here. We're not sailing around looking for merchant ships to murder everyone and take all their
I mean,
things.
I'm saying,
Not all pirates just look for merchant ship. They look for lost treasure too, right? That's what I read in books. I should look around the room to confirm.
That would make them treasure hunters, not pirates. Piracy is a specific thing, especially with the sea princes around. I suppose theoretically there may have been a bounty on her, which I don't know. I probably should have asked. You were a bounty hunter, right?
Only here in Saltmarsh.
Well,
Or
yes,
the-
but
more
I mean,
like-
the sea princes are not far from here, correct?
I mean, more like a tax collector for loan sharks. Yeah, I try to get money back from people who owe money, and if they need to be brought in for some talking, I bring them in. But and then she avoids looking at everyone in the eye.
Zashel just stares like he is seeing Yumi for the first time.
Kar's just gonna like, well, this is awkward.
I mean, I did all sorts of stuff, but it was mostly that because, you know, there's not too many bounties here in the city. Just people who owed some people money, and yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny, Yumi. You work for a loan shark, and we're so near the water.
I don't understand.
You know, 'cause sharks swim in water.
Oh,
It's a loan shark joke. I'm making drinks. Anyone want anything?
Yes, please.
Sorry, perks his body up even more and goes, "I'm down, dude."
I don't know if this is a bar, but it looks like a bar to me.
It is.
Yeah, cool. I'll bring up a whole bunch of bottles of liquor and whatever mix-ins we have, and just start making some rowdy pirate cocktails.
Nice.
A few minutes go by and Abernathy enters this room and just says, All right. We need to have, I think, some sort of passphrase or word or code or something for when you would like to introduce to me what could possibly be an earth-shattering revelation, so that I can be mentally prepared for it. I am old. I have traumatic brain injury. You can't just be throwing shit at me. Where did you find her? And he points down the hall.
I said not to freak out.
You didn't tell me why.
I
I'm
figured
sorry.
that was for her to tell you.
Obviously, there's some conflict of occupation, but is there a schism between you and your sister that we are unaware of? I mean, we didn't know she existed until she was robbing us, so...
Oh, see, that's it right there. She's decided to use her talents and her wit to do more or less what it is we do, but on the opposite sides of the law. It's incredibly frustrating and undermining.
See, I told you we're pirates, Sasha.
On-
We just
We are.
do it on
yes.
technicality.
Yumi, he literally just explained why we are not pirates.
But we do it on technicalities.
No, we do it
It's
on
not
law.
technicality, it's legality. It's not technicality at all.
There's an entirely different methodology to what we do. I mean, apparently not what you do, but what we do.
A technicality.
You had to get what's his name to come down in the tunnel with us, so we had legal rights to go look for treasure. So it's on a technicality. Without him, we would just be pirates.
No, we had every
Stealing.
right to salvage what we could find. It was just a question at that point. You know what? I don't have time to go through the legalities of this.
But it's not salvage if it belongs to the temple, church, abbey, whatever. And then we had to find someone from there to come with us as a means.
But
to
as we
legally
saw, that
obtaining it.
didn't belong to them because none of them knew that it was there.
Technically, Ozzy might have known, but we never really talked to him about it much.
I believe we did ask him about the Winding Way, and he told us we were crazy.
He could have also been lying to hide it, but
Then
seeing
that's
as
on
it's right
him.
behind his meditation room. I'm just saying,
somebody
we're pirates on
lies-
technicalities. And you will just sit down in a chair.
I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of what it means to be a pirate to begin with. What the methodology of a pirate is that makes it very different from what we do. Anyway, Abernathy,
Yes.
you were saying something. I apologize. Please continue.
Oh, that girl evidently is in some fashion legally related to me. Apparently. If it feels as if this is if you all as members of the franchise board, technically owners of the franchise in many regard, if it is the case that you would like to have her along, I have no reason to say no. Even if you chose not to include her and not to hire her, I don't technically have a reason to say no, except that I have every reason to possibly not distrust her, if only for the upbringing which she has had, that I know that she would have had. Is this the decision that you would like to... Is this a decision that you are making, that you would like to have Lachlan Crowell a member of the franchise?
Zashiel looks at Yumi.
What? Dasani, this is all on you, and she gives him a pat on the shoulder.
You are the decisionist. You either
Uh.
decide or call for a vote.
No, Dasani's the decisionist, and she gives Dasani a pat on the shoulder.
He looks up and he just smiles and goes, "Thanks, dudette."
Hey, promotions.
Decisionist?
That's me.
Are we signing Lachlan Crowell onto the franchise?
Legally binding? No, that's not.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Are you guys going to be hiring Lucky?
Should we put it to a vote?
That seems the only real option at the moment.
All in favor, raise your hand. Raises his hand.
Krellick raises his hand.
Yumi raises her hand.
Krash raises his hand.
It's done then.
Righteous.
I'm telling you guys, she's real good to have around. Every time Lucky was with us, everything just went so smoothly.
Right. Abernathy leaves to go finish that paperwork. Any last minute things for anybody?
Not until Lucky comes out. I would like to talk to her, but other than that, no.
Okay. All right. A couple minutes go by, and she enters this room again, looks at everybody, waves, and sits down by the fire.
I guess Yumi will approach and offer her congratulations on her new job and ask, what exactly is your job?
Supposed to stay on the boat. Apparently.
Do you not have a position?
I'm going to work as your cartographer mostly.
Oh, that's good. I'm sure you're much better at that than I would have been. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going over the requirements. It's all stuff I learned when I was like a little kid, so should be fine.
So now that you're an official member, what's your favorite color?
What?
I just like to know what people's favorite colors are.
Green, I guess.
Cool. Like a light green or a dark green?
Light green, like seafoam, I guess. That sounds cheesy. I know that's like a whole thing. She kind of gestures to her face and like the fins and gills she has, and she says, "I know it's like it sounds obvious and cheeky, but I mean, you live on a boat, you see like 8 things."
I've never lived on a boat, so I wouldn't know, but that's nice. She head and looks around at everyone else.
I give Yumi a thumbs up.
Zashel just leaves to go talk to Everett.
Okay.
Is there something we're supposed to do? Oh, when are we supposed to go see the Mariners Guild about the things?
Whenever you want.
Well, Zashel's already left the room, so we'll have to wait for him to come back.
Okay. Zashel, Abernathy is just in his room. He looks like he's pacing a little bit, just kind of blowing some steam.
I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just trying to understand what's going on with the franchise, but also more personally, if you don't mind my intrusion.
By all means.
I don't know what transpired between you and your sister, but I do know from rather personal experience that the efforts involved in raising a child that is so diametrically different than the parent can be trying at the best of times. Whatever your issues with your sister, and I can definitely sympathize with a sibling who is, shall we say, on the other side of the tracks from your position. Whatever those issues, you should not let them interfere with your adoptive niece, I suppose, is the relation. It's not really fair to them. But also, how are we doing as a franchise? I know that you have prior experience, and I must admit I'm a little... The coincidence of running into several previous members and now your sister is starting to stretch credulity.
Well, I think you might have hit that nail right on the head there. There's no small reason for concern that Bernadette was so willing to part with her daughter. I'll be sleeping with my door locked, I think, for a while. As far as the franchise is going, you're all doing incredible.
Opposite of what I was trying to get across, but time will figure out, I suppose.
No, I understand. I don't harbor any ill will towards the girl. It's not her fault. She's found herself in the place that she's in. However, do you think that the environment in which you were raised was a small part in factoring into the person you became?
There were certainly numerous guiding portions of my upbringing that made me get to where I am, yes.
Exactly. Lachlan may prove to actually be an asset and trustworthy herself, but we can't ignore her past, same as Krellick and Yumi and Vakaris, any of them. Their pasts, the places they've been, affect who they are and how they will behave and how that reflects on the franchise itself. We're only lucky that most of you get along well enough that you aren't stabbing each other at night. Can't say that was exactly the same the first time around. However, I feel with some amendments, and they've already begun to be put in place, there is promise still. And you've all done tremendously well for the first few weeks of establishment. Profit alone has been extraordinary. And, like I said, no stabbing thus far. Doesn't mean we should not expect it, though. If Bernadette was so willing to part with her beloved daughter, I have concern that it might have been for a petty reason. Me being nearby, certainly part of it.
And you think there's no chance that your sister was willing to let her daughter go simply to make sure that her daughter was safer than their current vocation?
Possibly.
There was certainly a moment in the basement of the Abbey where it could have come to blows, and even knowing she was your sister, there was no chance I would risk the other members of the team to her.
Then possibly. Though, we'll have no way of knowing unless she comes knocking on that door and tells us exactly why Lachlan is here with us now. Oh, thank you for your input. I'll consider it as I'm assigning her positions, her duties within the franchise.
Understood. Good night.
What?
I
It's
said
like
good
2
night.
p.m.
Well, we've been up all night, so good afternoon then.
All right, good night, all of you, I suppose. Any other things you guys want to play out before we call?
So, Dasani, you are the new decisionist then.
Sure am, dude.
And Yumi, that makes you our...
Aviator? She looks at her notes. Yeah.
We'll see it.
removal of obstacles.
I'm not sure I'll be very good at it, but you know, it's better than having me attempt to be a cartographer. Yeah. And she's reading through her notes.
Now
Of her
the
new
direction of our franchise is in the hands of a 15-year-old child. And this was
I thought
considered
the
a
Sunny was
good
16.
plan.
We always have
Well, Internet said it was a mistake to make me the decisionist, so I think Dasani is much better at making decisions than me. I can't decide on things. But it's fine, right? Got this done.
We will find out, I suppose.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, he's always had a vote, so it's always been a part of it. Just now that
Yes,
it's
but there's more to being a decisionist than simply a vote. The decisionist gets the authority to make decisions outside of a vote. They are quite literally the
But-
focus of a franchise.
I mean, it'll be
I
better.
mean,
Don't overthink
you-
things like I do.
we've always worked as a team, though, on making these types of decisions. I don't know what changes, really.
Vicaris, can you tell me how many votes we've actually had?
Off the top of my head, more than 3.
Wrong. We have had exactly 3.
I just figured I was forgetting one.
Probably why. Oh, you weren't there for the last one, maybe. That's probably why I'm not a good decision. 'Cause I don't call for enough votes. I'm not getting that number up.
It's not just the number of votes that have been called. I don't want to. I am happy for you if you are happy with your new position. I am.
I mean, it's a lot less stressful than making the decisions. Yeah.
I'll call for a vote to choose the new decisionist and the new Arbamator.
Sonny
Oh,
ch-
should
claps in the air.
No, yeah.
I should go help Missy and see what she's looking for. Will be. Is it or is
Vicaris
it
votes
dinner?
yes.
Dinner, I think.
Lachlan votes yes.
Krellick votes yes.
Even gives a for leaving the room.
Well, I believe that's the majority.
I will also vote yes, and I will just grab a bottle off the bar.
Cheers, Mike.
Hooray!
Cheers, dudes.
In the kitchen, what can I make for party snacks? Celebrate.
Crab. You can make a veggie platter.
Yeah, I'll cut some fruit and veggies, and I'll bring it out. It's like, see, the Sonic just started, and he already 2 votes. That's almost as much as I've had in my whole career.
You mean
Entry
the Sunny
offer.
is called no votes. Krellick called that vote, and that was it.
Sonny had made that first
Please stop.
vote about
Just
having Lucky join us, and Yumi will walk around a room offering people fruit and veggies on a Lucky.
Yeah,
Like-
Krellick takes 2.
Lucky grabs a handful.
Discounting grabs 2 handfuls.
I'll just put the platter on the counter and then go back and cut some more.
Okay.
Lucky, wait till you see these geese.
Oh yeah, you said mean geese. Why?
You, you, you understand when you see them?
No. Why are there geese? I understand the concept of mean geese.
They vicious. They're like, the perfect guard dogs.
Why didn't you get guard dogs?
Why didn't we get guard dogs?
Yumi will come because geese are scarier, obviously.
Cause geese is scarier. Yep.
Also, they're cheaper.
We're watching that bottom line.
There's an untrained geese versus a trained dog. It's like equals, but like the geese are cheaper than untrained.
Lucky goes and grabs a bottle of gin and sits back down by the fire.
oh god, gin. I'm sure we have rubbing alcohol somewhere if that's what you're.
Did you ever name that last geese? Goose?
Nope.
Nope.
Hey, Lucky, do you want to name our last goose?
She looks at you, and says, how about Krellick?
That's a little confusing.
I don't see how.
Are we okay with naming it Krellick? Krellick, are you okay with us naming?
Oh,
One-
now you want to call a vote.
Calling a vote?
I like the name.
Kralik is fine. All right. I should go tell Sunny that.
All right, we'll call it there for now.